everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany. This is the Brittany Reacts Show, and on this show we talk all things movies and entertainment news, and today we actually have a lot of good things to talk about, a lot of trailers to go over and break down. We are going to talk about the new Last of Us Season 2 trailer as well, but also we're going to talk about some other stuff. We're going to talk about this movie called Flow, which I'm getting really excited about. We're going to talk about John Wick, like the spin-off movie, also dropped a trailer. There's like a new Gladiator trailer. There's a new Moana trailer. We get some music. Also, I'm gonna review episode 3 of Agatha All Along. So yeah, we have a lot of good things to talk about today. Very, very excited. And yes, we're gonna talk about some of the Diddy controversy, just because I've been kind of fascinated by it, all of it. And I want to share some of the news that I've uncovered, and we'll just have a nice, fun discussion about it. It'll be great. Hi everyone. Hi Josh. Hi Arvin. Hi Mauricio. Hi Pretty. Hi Nate. Hi Miss Player. Hi Elliot. Hi Cheetah Viper. Hi DeBoy. Hi Wise. I think I said Arvin. Hi Vincent. Hi Check. Thank you to each and every one of you who comes to my show every day. Hi Joel Pedro. I love that you guys are always here. You guys, some of you even come here before the show actually starts, so that's just amazing. Just want to thank everyone for always being part of the show. I love this community that we've built. And I did, if you didn't notice, I posted both on Twitter and on the community page. We have actually a couple of shows coming up, so because we actually have some good movies coming out that I want to review. So if you guys want to remember, this Sunday I'll be reviewing The Wild Robots. I'm seeing that this weekend, and then I'm going to review it on Sunday. Next Thursday, a regular, I'm sorry, it's not Sunday, it's Monday. Not this Sunday, but Monday, that we're doing the Wild Robot review. In fact, the reason why I'm not doing shows on Sunday for now, that's not always going to be the case, but I'm not doing shows on Sunday for now, because I'm actually in a show. I'm actually in like an off-Broadway show. So I'm having rehearsals on the weekends and stuff. So that's why I can't do shows on Sunday right now. I'm usually at rehearsal. So that's why temporarily I've moved our Sunday show to Monday. So Monday will be the Wild Robot review. Thursday we'll talk just a regular news show. And then the next Monday we're gonna review Joker. So we have a lot of good shows coming up, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Yes, going to be fun. Oh, thank you, Josh. Oh, thank you guys. You guys are always so nice. Anyway, let's move on to the first thing. Let's talk about the box office. So, you guys remember that animated Transformers movie that came out last weekend? Well, it actually didn't do too great, and we kind of predicted that, or at least I predicted that. I told you guys. I mean, the last live-action one didn't do that great, so I didn't see the animated one doing much better. It was tracking to earn $30 million in its domestic opening weekend, but it didn't even reach that much. It actually opened to $25 million domestically, so it couldn't even, like, reach the tracking, which is not great, and I don't see, like, a lot of people talking about this show, or this movie, I mean. So I don't think it's going to make much money. It's probably going to fall off pretty steep next week. And it was number 2 behind Beetlejuice. Like, it couldn't even open to number 1, which is pretty embarrassing. This used to be a huge brand. What happened to it? I mean, a $75 million budget isn't even a high budget, but it's opened so low that I don't even know if they're going to, like, break even on this. Like, maybe they will. Maybe they'll just barely break even, but they're not making much money on this movie, that's for sure. Did anyone actually watch this movie? Is anyone like really excited about it? Is there like a hardcore Transformers fan in my audience who's like, I like these movies, Brittany? Oh, thank you, morbid and sarcastic. Josh says Beetlejuice being Transformers 1 is like historic. Yeah, I mean, Beetlejuice is going fairly strong. Beetlejuice just passed 300 million worldwide. Honestly, I thought it would do even better. Like, it's doing really, really strongly domestically. Like, that's the majority of its box office is from, like, America, basically. But I expected this to be much bigger, like, worldwide. Like, I expected this to be, like, a very high performing movie. So 300 million is good, but I still expected more, to be honest. Like, I thought it would do better. I don't know. I guess this is just a very American brand. Let me hear from anyone who's not from America. Is Beetlejuice like a big brand where you live? Do you guys care about Beetlejuice at all? Okay, so when you were planning to watch the Transformers movie, Red Star says it was boring. Okay. Ratio, you're throwing up over it. That's not good. Yeah, see, I'm seeing not a lot of you are fans of the Transformers movie, that's for sure. Miss Player says, this proves that Paramount should make more better original content. Honestly, I think they could have had a potentially bigger hit if they just went with something original. Like, I know the safe thing to do right now is to get an IP and exploit the living heck out of it. We're going to talk about another surprising IP that Hollywood's about to try to exploit. Oh boy, get ready for that one. But yeah, I think that Transformers is done. I just think that Transformers is done. I think Wild Robot is going to do better, someone. I agree with you. Okay, John Pedro says you don't think Beetlejuice is very popular where you live. Okay. Du Bois says you're a Canadian and not a huge difference. You only saw the first one for the first time this year. Okay. So yeah, apparently it's just not that big outside of America, but I guess we know now. I guess the original movie technically didn't do that well in theaters. Like, it blew up on VHS, right? On rental. So I guess that only happened here in the US. But anyway, moving on. Let's talk about, actually, we have some AI news. Yes, some AI news. Take your medicine because you got to hear about it because it's important for the industry. So let's talk about James Cameron. So James Cameron has joined the board of directors for Stability AI. He said, I was at the forefront of CGI over 3 decades ago, and I've stayed on the cutting edge since. Now the intersection of generative AI and CGI image creation is the next wave. So basically, if you don't know what Stability AI is, it's an AI company, obviously, that is building their own models separate from what OpenAI is doing with ChatGPT, and they're also experimenting with a lot of AI images and AI video. And so James Cameron joining the board of directors means that he wants to help steer this company into how making better movies, or I guess he's trying to figure out ways he can use AI to, I guess, make the CGI process more efficient, because he says he's interested in the intersection between generative AI and CGI. I guess he's trying to see what AI can do for visual effects, because he's a big visual effects guy. I think that's what he's trying to do, and I get that this makes sense, because he has always been really nerdy about technology. I mean, every time he makes a new movie, he has to invent new filmmaking technology, literally. So this is very on brand for him. I'm not even surprised that James Cameron would want to do something like this. It's not going to make him popular in Hollywood. I don't think he is to begin with, but I don't think he cares about that. But I understand why he would want to do it, because he's always had this interest in pushing forward an envelope of technology. So I get why he wants to do this. However, does he know what he's doing? Is he really helping to build Skynet, Is he helping to build the very thing he tried to warn about? So, I feel like there's a lot of interesting implications in all of this that I just don't know how this is going to work out. If we end up getting new AI technology that could actually help make movies, but it's because of James Cameron, do you know how much of a mark there will be on his back? Everyone will loathe him. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but what do you guys think? Arvin says it's better than AI actors with 3 hands and 6 fingers. Well, maybe he's trying to figure out how to fix that. Du Bois says, as long as we don't get AI-generated humans, CGI drops us into the uncanny valley enough as it is. And I've been saying, I really feel like people are getting more and more interested in doing... I think people like when movies are made for real. Like the Barbie movie and how they actually build a Barbie set. And even with this, the Beetlejuice movie, they built a lot of the set for real. Like, I feel like people are wanting more realness, and people are, like, complaining about CGI a lot more often. So I don't know if, like, making an entire movie or even sections of a movie using AI is actually going to be a selling point. Because I think people actually want the opposite right now. Evil Connor says, does every celebrity have to have a 2020's downfall? 2024 has been an interesting year for celebrities, that's for sure. But also, speaking of AI, Lionsgate has been doing so poorly this past year. Like, well, really just generally. All their movies have been flopping massively left and right. So they decided, we don't know what we're doing, so we need AI to tell us what we're doing. So Lionsgate has signed up with a deal with AI firm Runway. Runway will train a new generative AI model on Lionsgate content to help creatives at the studio augment their work on future films and TV projects. So basically, they're going to use this AI video model that Runway has to train some of their content on so that they can help augment their work on future projects. So basically, save a lot of money on not having to film certain things because they can just use this AI model. It also says in the article that they want to use it to help make business decisions. So that's interesting. Basically, Lionsgate is already succumbing to the AI lords that be, and they're just going to be like, we'll do what the AI says. We'll just like have AI make our work for us. We'll train our work on AI and then just have the AI finish the rest. Like, they're not fighting the AI crisis. They're just like giving in. So Lionsgate's the first to fall to AI. Really interesting. I'm very curious to see what the first movie will be or what it'll look like that's explicitly made in part by AI. Very, very curious to see what that movie looks like or if anyone actually likes it. Miss Player says, you can't wait to see it? Okay, but Mauricio says, rip Lionsgate. Bye, Alexander. Josh says, I hope the John Wick team made sure the AI wasn't involved in Ballerina. I mean, even if AI was involved, like, say, on the writing process, we wouldn't know. Miss Player says, wasn't the newest Hunger Games a hit? People think the Zegler is box office poison never brought up the Hunger Games movie. I would say the Hunger Games movie was only, like, it only did so-so. It didn't do as well as the original Lionsgate, like, Hunger Games movies. Not even close. But it did well enough that it didn't flop. So it didn't, like, do amazing, but it did sort of okay. Doger says, what is happening with this new world? Because it doesn't look like the same way back in 2000. Yeah, the world's definitely different from, the year 2000 for sure. Well, thank you, Jordan. All right, so let's move on to the next topic. Let's talk about Agatha! Oh my god, who's watching Agatha? Who's watching Agatha? The first 2 episodes I was hesitant on. I liked them, but I didn't love them, as I said in my review. However, this episode, oh my gosh, I'm in love. This is the episode that sold me on the show. Now I'm finally like, oh yeah, this show is actually pretty great. I like the whole concept of, like, them going on trials while they're on the witch's road and they have to, like, overcome all these obstacles and challenges. I think that's a really cool narrative structure. I think that's a really cool way to set up the show. I thought it was a really creepy episode. Like, they actually, like, played into the horror a bit this episode. Like, what was with this woman, this older woman? Not the scary y'all, jump scary y'all, but, like, what was with this? I don't know, but, like, I thought it was creepy and weird, and I like seeing how, like, once they took that poison, they started hallucinating all of their, like, worst fears or whatever, their traumas coming back to them. I thought that was really well done, super cool. I liked their new outfits that they had to wear, where there was very, like, like Beverly Hills Moms or something. Like, I like how very upscale and posh they were. I like how each episode brings a little something new. Again, it's kind of like WandaVision, where every episode is a little different, even visually, and I think that's really fun. It's very exciting. The part where they all got like really bad plastic surgery face. Oh my lord. Like, oh, that was so funny, but also so cool looking and like sad, because like some people actually look like that now. Some people take the surgery too far, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, I just liked how, and I also liked how like they all took the poison at different times, so like it was a staggered release. So by the time we got to Agatha at the end and we saw her vision, I thought that was very haunting, when she saw the Darkhold Diary and the bayonet. Oh, I thought that was really well done. I thought Catherine Hahn really acted her ass off with that. And then, to top it all off, the very end, they killed my favorite character. I was so upset. I really liked her. She became my favorite character in this episode, and then she died. I was so upset. I wanted her to keep going. I mean, maybe they'll bring her back. I don't know, but like, she really went out. Like, I wasn't expecting them to like kill someone in this show. So, hey, they got me. Hey, they got me. The stakes have been raised. That's for sure. But yeah, I really, really like this show. Actually, I think it's got a lot of charm, a lot of whimsy. It's very funny. It's always got something new and interesting. I actually think the writing is pretty tight. Usually on these Disney Plus shows, my issue a lot of the time is that I just find it to be like, the writing's not very good. Like The Acolyte, I didn't think the writing was good at all. But Agatha, I actually think this show was pretty well written. So I'm going to give my hat off to Jack Schaefer for doing this, because you are just doing it. Like, this is a good show. What do you guys think about Agatha All Along? Are you liking it as much as me? Did episode 3 turn things around for you? Oh yes, this is a spoiler review. Sorry, hopefully everyone has seen the episode. I actually don't think Vincent Agatha is all that hated. Like, I don't even see like many of the typical hate channels like talking about Agatha. I think it's because it's actually proven to be a pretty decent show, so there's not like a whole lot to hate on, whereas with The Acolyte, unfortunately, there was quite a lot to pick apart. So I don't know, if there is a hate for this show, I actually think it's a small minority. Yes, Natanya, you should check it out. I actually recommend this one. Give it to episode 3, because this is the episode I really felt like it kicked in for me. Agatha saved the MCU. Well, I hope if the show is a big success, they'll do more with Wanda now. I just want more Wanda. But anyway, if you're not watching it, you should. It's very, very good. I like this show a lot. Arvin says, Agatha's still being selfish and traitor with no character development. It's so good. I know, I like that she's just evil and not nice. I think she's a very fun character. I like Catherine Hahn a lot in this role. Yes, the potion in the sink, that was really cool. I like doing that too. Yeah, really, really good. Josh says The Penguin is good too. Should I watch The Penguin, y'all? I haven't been watching it just because I honestly, I looked up the trailer for Penguin and I was like, this shit looks boring as hell. So I didn't want to watch it. And then I've read some reviews that are like, this shit's boring as hell. So, is it boring or is it good? Is it both? Is it like Andor? I don't know. Oh yeah, they actually said Mephisto. They said the name Mephisto. You know that was a nod for the fans because of WandaVision. I thought that was funny. Oh, and the line where she was like, when Agatha drank the wine and she was like, oh, this tastes cheap, made me die. I died. Like, I actually like laughed out loud pretty hard at that. That was good. Jordan says Penguin is both. Okay. It's another like Andor type situation where it's really boring, but like it's technically good. Okay, maybe I'll give it a shot. Alright, let's move on though. So we also got a trailer for Thunderbolts. Yes, we got a trailer for Thunderbolts. You guys remember this Marvel show that's coming out? If you don't remember who's in it, this is the cast, this is the poster, which I actually really like the poster. I like the poster a lot. I think this looks cool. I think it kind of looks like they're referencing like some Renaissance painting with like all their faces together. That's the impression it gives me. But it's like the very edgy, hard R, even though I don't think this is going to be R-rated version. I like how cool Florence Pugh looks on the poster. I really like the poster. If the movie is this vibe, I might actually like this movie, but we'll see. But yes, the trailer, it opens with Florence. She talks to the Red Guardian here, who I really, really like David Harbour. I like David Harbour a lot. I hope he actually manages to have a successful career beyond Stranger Things, because I think he's a really talented actor, and I hope this Marvel role does things for him. Josh says Thunderbolts feels like the Suicide Squad. It does feel like the Suicide Squad. It feels like a grungier version. Like, I feel like if you go back to the 2016 Suicide Squad movie, that one was much more like glossy and like, I almost want to say it's like the Hot Topic kind of version of this kind of team, whereas this is more like the Journeys. If you're not in America and you've never been to an American mall, that might make no sense to you. But like, that's how I would describe the difference between like Thunderbolts and the Suicide Squad. It's like Journeys versus Hot Topic, you know? If you know, you know. But anyway, it looks good. I actually think this looks surprisingly well. Like, we see a lot of characters that I like. I like Bucky. I like that he's in this movie. Isn't this the other Winter Soldier guy? I don't know. I actually like the Captain America, the evil Captain America guy from the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. I liked him, so I like that he's coming back. It looks very much like they're trying to bring back some of that energy from Civil War, but also from Winter Soldier. So it looks good. It looks good. It looks more grounded. This is definitely more of a street story. There's Veep herself in this. I really like her. I'm glad that she's in the MCU. But anyway, it looks good. I think it looks good. I like her makeup. I think Florence Pugh looks really badass. So that's cool. But yeah, looks like a lot of action, hopefully. So could be a good movie. Could be a good movie. Anyone interested in this? Anyone excited for this? Spencer's. Thank you. I was thinking Spencer's morbid and sarcastic, but you knew what I was thinking. Yes. Sorry. Journeys is the shoe store, right? Okay, so it's Spencer's. That's what I was thinking. It's like Hot Topic versus Spencer's. That's how I would describe the difference between the two. Oh, Leo Galaxy does not like Florence Pugh's hair. You do not. You know, at first I didn't like her look either, but it grew on me. I thought the makeup, it wasn't the hair that I didn't like, it was her makeup. I still kind of feel like her foundation doesn't match. Like, I feel like they kind of made her a little orange. But other than that, I think she looks good. Zach is excited. Okay. Du Bois says, I don't think we have Journeys here, so I don't get the comparison, but I love the Hot Topic analogy. Yeah. You know, I went to a Hot Topic sort of recently, and I hadn't been inside of one in a long time. And I was like, what happened to this place? Where is the death metal and the dark lights? And, you know, you used to... I used to like going in there because it was like always like some dark club in there with like screaming metal music playing, and I thought it was cool. But now it's just like a regular like geek store. I don't know. Hot Topic is not the same. But anyway, that is entirely off topic. Yeah, Evil Connor, you agree that the foundation is a bit wrong, in my opinion. I don't think it matches her skin tone. Not calling her Donald Trump! Mauricio! Y'all, I can't take y'all seriously. Not y'all really calling her Donald Trump. Oh my god. Y'all are so wrong for that. Okay, let's move on. Good poster, though. I think she looks better here than she does in the trailer, to be honest. Alright. So, we also got a trailer for Red One, which is a Christmas movie coming to theaters starring The Rock, Chris Evans, and J.K. Simmons. Get this! J.K. Simmons plays Santa. He plays like a very jacked Santa. And he gets kidnapped. And so The Rock and Chris Evans have to go save Santa. And this looks like a very, like, sci-fi almost kind of Christmas movie. There's like a walking bear or something. I don't know. This looks weird. This looks very weird to me. This looks like it's going to not be good, in my opinion. Like, a lot of the jokes also fell flat in the trailer to me. I think it looks very corny and very cheesy. And, like, what the hell is going on? Can someone tell me, what am I watching in this trailer? Is this like a devil? And then, like, what is happening? Is this, I guess this is Santa's workshop, but why does Santa's workshop look like, why does it look like this? I don't know. It just looks like a very weird Christmas movie, like, not very Christmassy at all. It looks like very dark and dirty, and what the hell is this? And there's, like, snow monsters after them? I don't know. And, like, both of these actors, I like both of these actors, to be fair. But both of them are just playing their type, their usual role. So they're kind of acting like stereotypes of themselves. You know, do you guys remember that really, really bad spy movie called Red Notice? This looks exactly like Red Notice, but make it Christmas. You know? Like, this looks exactly like it would be in the same universe, and The Rock would basically be the same character. All you need is Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot to show up. It's like the same universe. Yeah, Vincent said this is not a Christmas movie. Does this shot right here scream Christmas to you? Like, if I just showed you this one shot and I didn't tell you anything else about this movie, would you know this was a Christmas movie? I don't think so. Sunset says, how is this a Christmas movie? Ryu says it's a Christmas movie. Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. A very weird Christmas movie. See, this is like the one Christmassy shot where they're like in a store, a toy store, and there's a bunch of Christmas decorations. This is the most Christmassy thing in the whole movie that we see in this trailer. But otherwise, like, what? This looks like it takes place in the summer. Like, I'm like, why are you wearing that jacket, Rock? Like, it looks hot. Like, this person's wearing shorts. You know? I don't know. I think this looks very weird. Evil Connor says it screams stupid. Yeah, it could be a fun disaster, maybe. Oh, Miss Player, you thought it was a DC movie? Yeah, no, it's not DC. Amy says this looks like a kid's fever dream. It does look like a kid made up this movie, right? Doesn't it? Like, obviously they're aiming for kids with this, but not really, and like, J.K. Simmons as Santa looks crazy. Like, what are they doing with this? I don't know. Natanya says you think this will be a major flop. I think it could be. I think you're right. Du Bois says this feels like a Christmas movie in the same way that people say Die Hard is a Christmas movie. That's a good comparison, although I think even Die Hard feels more Christmassy than this. So I don't know. Christmas is not just an aesthetic, it's also a feeling. And I just don't get the Christmas feeling from this trailer. But anyway, moving on. So, we also got a new trailer for Squid Game. I'm actually still looking forward to the next season. I know it's been kind of a while since the first season. I don't know why it's taking so many years to get new seasons now. But I'm still a Squid Game fan. I really liked the first season, so I'm looking forward to it. We open with the lead guy. He's in his apartment. He's shooting someone. Oh, and he sees the masked guy from the games. I guess he's trying to get him to go back. Guess he's like, I guess I gotta tell him to go back in person. Because now he is back. But I think he might be playing one of the pink people. I don't think he's one of the contestants. I think we're gonna see, like, the games from another perspective now. Because I think he's, like, hiding out as one of the pink people. So, I'm very curious to see, like, how the games are gonna go. Oh, he's not! Never mind, I'm wrong. I thought he was one of the pink people. He's not. Or maybe he becomes one during the show, because I felt like they were focusing on this one guy for a long time. But anyway, I'm still looking forward to the show. They didn't really show much in this trailer, but I really like it. I think the show is creative and interesting. Who is still looking forward to season 2? Who doesn't care anymore? Cheetah Viper is excited. Okay. Natania's excited. Arvin doesn't remember what happened in the first season. Me either. I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch this. Cheetah Viper says, return of Squid Game taking over entertainment. Jalpedo says you don't understand why they're releasing it on this date. I guess they want everyone to, you know, who's watching at home with their families to all watch together, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I think this could be a good season, or at least I hope it's a good season. I'm still looking forward to it. I like the first season a lot, so yeah, let's see what they do with it. Alright, also we got a new trailer, or the first trailer, for The Last of Us Season 2. Now, I've actually played the game, The Last of Us, the first game, but I have not played the second game because everyone says it sucks and it's terrible. So I don't know, I actually don't know, beyond the biggest obvious spoiler, I don't really know, like, the specifics of what happens in the second game, so I actually don't know at all what's going to happen in Season 2. With Season 1, I did know what was going to happen because I played the game. This time, I have no idea. No idea. Other than the obvious big spoiler, but I think they're going to probably change that a bit because, I mean, if you watch the trailer, it already looks like they're changing that a bit. I mean, hello? Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything if people don't know what happens in the second game, but it does look like they're changing things a little bit, just, you can see. But anyway, it looks very good. I think it continues to look very cinematic. I just really like how raw this show looks. Like, I think it's directed really well. I think the writing is also really well. Obviously, there's a lot of focus on, the girl's name. I forgot the girl's name. But I really, really like how it looks. I just think it looks really good. It looks strong. I mean, look at the acting here. The acting! Look at the acting. So I don't know. I'm still going to give this season a chance, even though I know it's not as popular as the first game. But I'm curious to see how they get around the big spoiler. How they change things to make fans a bit more apologetic of maybe the sequel game. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Is anyone looking forward to The Last of Us Season 2? Ellie, thank you. That's her name. Zach the Raven says, I'm excited for this. I love the first season, and they said they're trying to fix the game's imperfections. Yeah, I would imagine they're probably going to make significant changes from the second game just because of the fan reaction. Du Bois says, I'm honestly a little worried about Season 2. The game is pretty polarizing, so I hope it goes over a little smoother. Yeah. I mean, I feel like the first season, everyone could just, like, universally acknowledge that it's a good show. So there wasn't really a lot of hate, even though there was a lot of stuff that people could, like, potentially hate on. I really hope that the show continues to be as strong, so it doesn't just become another show that gets, like, really divisive and everyone's constantly arguing about it. I hope that doesn't happen. Um, Josh says it's going to be an emotional season. Yeah, yeah. Evil Connor, that's a good point. Did you even see a single zombie? I mean, the first season wasn't really about the zombies. They were just kind of there. And they're doing that intentional, by the way. They don't really want the show to be about the zombies. I mean, I think this is one. But yeah, definitely not a lot of zombies in the trailer, so... But that's never really been the focus of this show. It's always been more about the human characters than anything. Any other thoughts about this show or the trailer before we move on? No thoughts? Okay. Let's move on. So, John Wick, like I said, John Wick is getting a spin-off movie called Ballerina. And it stars Ana de Armas, who, Ana de Armas is actually one of my favorite young female actresses working right now. I love her in pretty much everything that I've seen. Pretty much since I saw her in Knives Out. I've been a big fan of hers. So I'm excited to see her in this. I actually think this could be another huge movie for her in the same way that Knives Out was, if it's successful. I do like how in this trailer they show a lot. I think they're just trying to get people to go to the theaters to actually see this, but it looks like there's a lot of action. Looks like we see Ana de Armas train. So that's cool. We're going to have like a whole training sequence. We also see her go to one of the hotels, so we're very much in the John Wick universe. I like that we see a lot of the same characters from the John Wick movies in this. We even see John Wick himself later on. We get freaking Norman Reedus, who looks like he just walked straight out of The Walking Dead into the John Wick universe, but that's okay. I think he fits right in. She looks really great here. I really like this lip, this eye makeup look here. Anyway, lots of action. It looks really intense. Looks very graphic, which is, you know, what John Wick is known for. So I think this could be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad that they did wind up showing him in the trailer just to show, like, yes, this is still a John Wick movie, even though he's not the star of this one. I really like the John Wick movies. I thought the last one wasn't my favorite, but the third one I thought was really, really good. The third one was my favorite so far. Anyone looking forward to Ballerina? I'm actually looking forward to this movie. Evil Connor says, are we focusing on this girl's music career? What are you talking about? Ana de Armas? Are you talking about someone else? Ana de Armas, I don't think she has a music career that I know of. Denisha's not interested. Okay. Josh thinks the action looks cool. Reroost says, I still have not got around to watching the fourth film. I don't know. I'm getting burnt out. Yeah, they really are trying to, like, squeeze everything they can out of this franchise. That's for sure. That's why I'm really not sure if this is actually going to do well. This might not do well. I don't know. I really don't know. Because without Keanu Reeves being the star, will people still be interested? I guess we'll see. Who knows? Moving on. So we also got another Gladiator trailer. I think Gladiator looks really good, but I do think that there is a surprising, like very surprising to me at least, lack of interest in this movie. Like, does anyone else, like, I don't know anyone who's like, oh yeah, I gotta go see that Gladiator movie. I don't see any real chatter on it online. Like, it looks really good to me, but I do wonder if, I mean, Sword and Sandals movies typically do have a hard time doing well in theaters. Like, I think there was a streak at some point in the 2010s where there were, like, several Sword and Sandal movies coming out and, like, they all just flopped. Maybe it was the 2000s, I don't remember. But there was a time when, like, Hollywood had decided that Sword and Sandal movies were not worth it because people weren't interested. And so I'm wondering, are people still not interested? Are people going to show up for this? I don't know. I think it looks really, really good. I really like what's his face from Stranger Things. I really like how he looks in this. I think his whole makeup and character seems really, really cool. I don't know. The sets also look amazing. Like, you can tell they built a lot of stuff for real. Like, this is obviously a real set here. I'm really looking forward to this. I think this looks amazing, but why don't you think more people are talking about this? Or maybe you are hearing more people talk about it and I'm just in a bubble. Do you think this movie could actually be a hit? If not, why? Because, like, look at this. This looks so freaking cool. What do you think of, what do you think of, Gladiator 2? Joseph Quinn. Thank you, Josh. You guys know I'm always like, I know these people, but I forget their names, like, as soon as I need to say them. Morbid says they need to market this because it could be a hit. I think if they marketed it more, it should be a hit. But I don't know. Riri says you don't remember the first one. Maybe that's it. Maybe the first one just came out too long ago. Maybe that's it. Joe Pedro says you haven't heard about it at all. Huh. Evil Connor just wants shirtless, sweaty men. I love you, Evil Connor. You're so funny. Kaylin A says, I never had an interest in Gladiator. I associate it with old teachers talking about it like people that watch a lot of war movies. Oh no. See, this is what I'm talking about. A lot of these, like, ancient Rome, sword and sandals kind of movies, like, for whatever reason, people just don't like them. Oh, Vincent says this has no market. Interesting. If this flops, that'd be really bad because this movie is also super expensive. Like, I think they said the budget had ballooned to like over 300 million. So this movie needs to make a lot of money, not just a little bit of money, but like a lot of money. And I don't know if it's gonna happen. Yes, Denzel Washington is in this movie. He's in the trailer quite a bit. I think he has quite a big role. You know what this movie does do well? I think it'll be because of Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington still has, like, actual draw as an actor. A lot of people will see this movie just for him. Yeah, this is Denzel. Nice try, Diddy. Stop! You guys are so funny. Okay, let's move on. Not y'all calling Denzel Washington Diddy. Y'all... be serious. Alright, moving on. So, Flow. There's this new trailer out for a movie called Flow that I think it looks beautiful. I said last time when we talked about this movie that it looks like a game that I played, and the game is called Seasons. Look up Seasons. It's like Seasons, a Note from the Future or something like that. It's a really good game. But the animation style really reminded me, like the animation style of this movie really reminded me of that game, and it just looks so gorgeous. It's about a cat and a dog that go on an adventure together, and I know that sounds really basic, but like I actually think it could be really good, and it's getting so many great reviews. It's like the most acclaimed animated feature in years. I just think this looks really, really exciting and promising and gorgeous. So I'm looking forward to it, even though this isn't like, it looks very much to be like kind of an artsy movie, because I don't even think there's going to be a lot of talking in it. But to me, I don't know, for whatever reason, it just looks really, really good. So I'm probably going to watch this and probably review it. Anyone interested in this Flow movie? It's completely original, so I like that it's an original story. I like that it's also trying to do something original with its visuals too. I'm really looking forward to this. Anyone looking forward to Flow? It's not AI, no. Denisha says this is an Oscar bait movie. Maybe. I could see this winning Best Animated Feature, actually, or at least getting nominated for sure. It does kind of give that Oscar feels, but I don't know. I think it looks good. Zach think it looks good? Okay. Oh, Vincent, you think this movie will be a box office success? Okay. I hope so. I don't think it needs to make a ton of money to be a hit, because it's probably not expensive, but I just think this looks really, really cute, and I don't know, like warm, like it'll give me like nice, warm and fuzzy feelings. Miss Player says it's not 2D. I don't care. Oh, you just want 2D. I know, I wish 2D would make a return too, honestly. But anyway, moving on. Speaking of animation, we got another sneak peek at Moana 2, and we do get to hear a bit of the new song, so I thought I'd play a little bit of it, like a very little bit of it. And you tell me what you guys think of the song.
Who we're meant to be. Might wanna hold on. Oh, finally we're back. Who we're meant to be. Oh, we Moana together again.
Disney's Moana.
So that's just a very brief, very, very brief peek, but I actually kind of like it. It's not Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's not making music for this, but he will be back making music for the live action Moana. But I actually like that song, like the brief snippet that we heard. So I'm hoping that the music is good. I actually didn't like the music in Moana, so maybe I'll like the music here better since Lin's not making it. Well, I don't know. Do you guys think Moana 2 will be a hit? I still think it'll be quite successful. But like I just don't know how successful, because the first Moana wasn't huge in theaters, but then it blew up on Disney Plus. But then that's the same thing that happened to Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice is only doing like kind of so-so in my opinion. So I don't know. I actually think Moana 2 is still a wild card. I don't think it's a slam dunk massive hit, even though it seems like it should. Well, how do you think Moana 2 will do? Well, Josh likes the song. Okay. Evil Connor says, why didn't they get LMM back for the music? It's because this wasn't supposed to be a movie, remember? This was supposed to be a TV show, and they did not want to pay Lin-Manuel Miranda for a TV show. So he was not contractually obligated to work on this. You're worried about the songs in Moana 2? I hope they're good. I hope they're good. Oh, Evil Connor, I think we have very similar tastes, because you didn't like the music from Moana either, so yeah. Josh says it's because he's working on the Mufasa soundtrack. I do believe that's probably one reason, but I also think it's because he was never asked to begin with, because it was supposed to be a TV show. I really think that's part of it. Yes, the Shining song does suck, Natanya. You guys have taste. I like you guys. Alright, moving on. So there's going to be an Inside Out TV show. Oh, I'm really excited about this. There's going to be another TV show. There's actually going to be 2 TV shows coming from Pixar. So there's one from Inside Out, and then there's one called Win or Lose, which actually sounds really, really interesting to me, at least. So Win or Lose, if I'm getting this correct, I believe this is the show that's about perspective. And they show like the same event from different perspectives, just showing how like things can be perceived, which I think is a really good idea. And it sounds very, very much like something Pixar would do. Now, the Inside Out show, I think, looks very promising. So it's called Dream Productions, and it shows how Riley's dreams work and how they put on her dreams. And I think that's very, very cool. I love seeing more about how Riley's mind works. I love the Inside Out universe and that world, so the fact we're getting a whole show just more about how this world works, it's really exciting to me. I think it looks really cool. I love that we're focusing on these little beans and how they're making these dreams for Riley. I just like this. I like this a lot. I think it looks really cool, really interesting. I think the Win or Lose show also sounds interesting. So I'm excited for both of these shows. I think I like that Pixar is making some content for Disney Plus now. I mean, they have been. They made a Monsters, Inc. show that nobody watched because it was like for babies. I actually tried it because I was like, oh, Monsters, Inc. got a show. Let me watch it. Did anyone even know that Monsters, Inc. got a show on Disney Plus, like an original show? I watched it. It's very much for babies. So I was like, oh, that's why nobody watched it. But anyway, I think these actually look like they're for a wider audience, so I'm hoping that these will actually be good and people will actually watch these. But anyone actually interested in any of these shows, will you watch them? Okay, Vincent, you like the art style for Win or Lose? Okay. I don't know if Anxiety's going to be in this. I kind of doubt it, actually. Oh, Miss Player likes Monsters at Work. I'm sorry I spoke too soon. I'm sorry. Du Bois says, who knows? It sounds like a cool concept. I just don't like Pixar milking Inside Out. Yeah, although, if this show is good, maybe I wouldn't mind them milking the IP, because I just like it that much. But I just hope that it's good. If it's really good, we won't care if they're milking it. Yes, Joe Pedro, it's Monsters at Work, yeah. Cars had a show too? I didn't know Cars got a show. I didn't Monsters Inc. did. They need to be advertising these things. Like, why don't they advertise these things? Josh says, you need Pixar to make a Ratatouille series. I would love that. And I think that would do very well because people really like Ratatouille. Like, that movie is, like, probably more relevant now than it was when it was released. So I think a Ratatouille show would do very well. Or even a Ratatouille sequel. I'm just surprised they haven't done anything with Ratatouille. Okay, Nagisa wants more. Okay. Yeah, that's true, Morbid. If it's bad, it would damage Inside Out's brand. That's why I'm just hoping that it's good. Let's just hope that it's good. Alright, moving on. So this is what I was talking about earlier. When I was talking about an IP that Hollywood wants to exploit that you won't believe. And it's Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the IP. So, Hollywood has decided that they want to make a cinematic universe out of Jesus Christ's life. So they're going to basically film a lot of events from the Bible. And this isn't the first kind of story I've heard of this. So I really feel like, for whatever reason, Hollywood's about to really go into religious stuff. Like, I think you're about to see a lot of shows and movies talking about, like, the Bible and, like, showing stuff from the Bible. Because I've seen a lot of stuff like this get greenlit recently, so this isn't even the first. But anyway, this series, there's going to be a lot of stuff. So there's a Joseph Limited series, a 3-season Moses series, an Acts of the Apostles series, and a Jesus animated series that follows Jesus' interactions with children in the wild. Interesting, okay. So, anyone interested in the Jesus content? Anyone interested in the Jesus cinematic universe? The Jesus cinematic universe. It's real. And if so, or maybe not, what would you want to see from the Bible come to life? Because the Bible actually has some pretty crazy stories. Like, I'm not even talking about, like, the religious connotation. Stop, evil. I'm not even talking about, like, the religious connotation behind the Bible. I'm just talking about straight up, like, stories written in the Bible. Some of them are wild. And I would actually kind of be interested in seeing some of that stuff be put to film. Like, I know typically Hollywood's been very, like, hesitant to film stuff from the Bible because it's such a, you know, because it's the Bible. So I think it's very interesting that they're trying to, like, maybe dabble in this a bit more. And maybe we'll get some of the crazy stuff from, like, Revelations, and we'll finally get to see some of this stuff be put to film. I think that could be interesting, actually. I think that could be really interesting. I don't know. I would watch a Revelation series. Or an entire season or like an entire show just focusing on, like, biblically accurate angels. Hollywood, this is, if you want to dive into religious stuff, this is the stuff I want to see. But anyway, what do you guys think about all this? Morbid says, if it's preachy, then no. If it's story-driven, then yes. Yes, that's it. It needs to not be preachy. It needs to not feel like a Christian series, just like a really good story based on Christian stories. You know what I mean? Arvin says, so they will turn The Prince of Egypt into a series, Moses splitting sea again. You know, The Prince of Egypt is a very good movie. That's a great example of, like, just telling a story from the Bible and, like, how interesting that could actually be. I think the Bible actually has, like, a lot of potential for adaptations. So as Hollywood's, I guess, now being a bit more adventurous and trying to, like, adapt the Bible more, it'd be quite interesting to see, like, some of those stories come to life. Nagisa says, I'm Catholic and this feels wrong. Yeah, I definitely think this will be a controversial decision. Definitely controversial. Prototype says, I am religious. I hope they don't try to add or change anything from the Bible. Yeah. I do feel like that's why Hollywood hasn't been touching a lot of, Bible-related stuff, because they know it's controversial and they would have to get everything right to the T to not offend anyone. I just hope that they approach this stuff with that in mind, knowing that like this stuff is like what some people actually believe. This is their religion. So I do hope they treat it with respect. I will say that. You don't have to be religious or Christian to still like treat something that so many people care about with respect. So I do hope that they do that. Riru says they will likely change things. Okay. Zach says, I am Christian but don't know how to feel about this. Yeah. I think Hollywood needs to be very careful with the Bible content. Very careful. Du Bois says, here's my thing. What would happen if they did this with any other religion? I feel like there would be a massive uproar. So why are they doing that with this? It's a good question. All questions that I'm sure the cast is ready to answer, because, yeah. I'm really curious to see how this goes, because for me, from a story perspective, thinking back to like the Prince of Egypt, I really do think there's a lot of good stories from the Bible that would make for a good movie or a good TV show. But it does need to be treated with respect and be done just about as well as the Prince of Egypt, which is a high bar. So anyway, I'm kind of looking forward to this, but I am hesitant. I am very hesitant. I hope they just treat everything with respect and they do their research. But anyway, moving on. So they finally casted their Hal Jordan in the Lantern series, and it's like a C-list actor. Do you guys remember all the people that they were considering for this role? Like, they were considering Josh Brolin, Matthew McConaughey, like a couple of other big-name stars. Like, they were considering a lot of people. And remember, they had a whole list how if Josh Brolin said no, they were going to ask Matthew McConaughey, and like, they had this whole list where they wanted all these people to like potentially play this role. And you know whose name was not on that list? Kyle Chandler. I really feel like this means they can't get like any A-list talent to want to join DC right now, which, I mean, seeing how badly DC's going, I mean, the fact that Joker 2 might even flop is crazy. Like, DC's doing so poorly, it makes sense why a lot of A-list actors would not want to work with them, because I feel like this pick is them saying, like, this is the best we can get. Like, we went through all these bigger named actors, and, like, we got stuck with Kyle Chandler. No offense to this dude. And I looked up his IMDb. He's been in some good stuff, but he's also been in Slumberland, so, you know, he definitely has some losers. He's mainly been in, like, the Godzilla movies. He was a mayor of Kingstown, Manchester by the Sea. Game Night, I really liked Game Night. Game Night is a very underrated comedy. So he's been in some stuff, but, like, again, he's also been in Slumberland, you know? This is not an A-list actor. So I think this really shows, like, the caliber of talent they can get right now in DC, because that means all these people said no. And now we got this guy. And he's not a bad actor, but it does feel a bit like, oh, this is the best you could get? Really? But it makes sense. I mean, DC is doing very badly right now. Is anyone like a huge Kyle Chandler stan? Is anyone like, no, this guy's great? Like, what do you guys think? Evil Connor, you have been cracking me up this entire stream. He looks like someone's dad. He does have dad energy. He does. He looks like he needs to play a dad on like an ABC sitcom, you know? He's got that face. Morbid says Green Lantern is a cursed role. Yeah, maybe that too. Maybe like a lot of actors just don't want to take the risk. Interesting. Josh also loves Game Night. It's a very good movie. Riaru says Green Lantern was never that interesting to me. Yeah. I'm not even sure how well this show is going to do in general, to be honest. Prototype says, literally who? We just went over the IMDb. I don't think he's had like any major roles in huge movies, but he's been a consistent actor long enough that I do understand why, like, Hollywood likes him. Like, he's been in some big movies, like Zero Dark 30. Oh my god. He's been in some bad stuff, too, though. But yeah, nothing super, super huge. So, like I said, they definitely got, like, C-list talent working for them now. So, we'll see. We'll see. I'll definitely watch the show, though. I'll give it a try. But moving on. So, let's close out the show with that. Let's talk about Diddy, okay? Let's talk about Diddy. So, who's been following this roller coaster with Diddy, but also everyone in association with Diddy? And by association, I mean like Jay-Z, Beyonce, 50 Cent's getting involved. I mean, this is getting messy. Justin Bieber, but I'm not going to talk about him because I think his situation is very sad. But yeah, this ish around Diddy is getting messy. Please tell me you guys have been keeping up, and I'm not about to like introduce all this stuff for the first time to you. So someone says, why is Netflix making random stuff? This is not random. This is not random. This is huge. This is huge. So if you haven't been, like, paying attention. So, Diddy's been accused of a whole lot of horrible things. And he's on video doing some pretty horrible things. Some things that I can't even say out loud because YouTube does not like these words and I do not want to be, like, censored or whatever. But Netflix is now making a documentary about all the stuff going on with Diddy. And guess who's producing it? Guess who's producing it? 50 Cent! 50 Cent said, I have a vendetta against you and I'm going after you. Dude literally tweeted, I've been telling you all about this weird-ish. I don't do no puffy parties. You didn't believe me, but I bet you believe me now. This got 15 million views on Twitter. So 50 Cent and P. Diddy apparently have some ancient beef going on, and 50 Cent's using this as his chance to go after P. Diddy. And so now he's making a Netflix documentary about all the things Diddy did. And I bet 50 Cent is probably telling Netflix and the people who are going to make this documentary, I bet he's going to like tell a bunch of insider stuff that the public doesn't know about. I bet he has a lot of like details on P. Diddy that like maybe the press or even maybe the police don't know about yet. I bet this is going to be like a very shocking documentary. Just because we have someone like 50 Cent who's making it, who has like inside access on the story. So I think this documentary could actually be like really explosive. You guys keep talking about the baby oil. Let's talk about the baby oil. So like I said, I've been following down the rabbit hole. So at Diddy's weird parties, you know, there was this evidence of like a bunch of baby oil everywhere, which is crazy. It was like thousands of baby oil. And then his freaking lawyer, Diddy's lawyer, was like, oh yeah, those baby oil, those jars of baby oil that you saw, we simply got it at Costco in bulk. He's like, oh yeah, he just likes his baby oil. He gets it from Costco. When in fact the baby oil was for, you know, coitus. So it's a very weird story. The fact that Diddy's lawyer was like trying to say, oh, he just got it from Costco. And, you know, he just likes to buy in bulk. And then Costco just came out and was like, we don't even sell baby oil. This story has been a mess. This story has been a mess. Absolute mess. But anyway. Yes, there's also like, his poor victims at his parties, he would like hook them up to an IV to rehydrate them so that he could just keep going. Like, this is some very dark stuff. Some very, very weird, dark stuff. Like, I don't know. This story just keeps getting weirder and weirder and weirder. Like, I don't know. I'm actually very much looking forward to this documentary. I want to know the deets. I want to know who else is involved. I want to know, like who knew? Like, I want to know everything. And you know what's weird? Because Jay-Z was always so close to P. Diddy, people are now looking at Jay-Z like, oh, are you next? Like, you must have known something about P. Diddy since you're so close. And for whatever reason, people are taking this, all of this, out on Beyonce the most. She lost 4 million followers on Instagram recently, since all of this news came out, because people are like, oh, what does Beyonce know? Is Beyonce part of all of this? She lost 4 million followers on Instagram over this. Like, and Jay-Z hasn't even been accused of anything yet. So this is already a mess. And I feel like this is only snowballing into something worse. So, yeah. Anyway. I just think that this story is very interesting, and I'm very curious to see where this all leads. Who would actually watch this documentary? I'm actually quite excited for it now. Evil Connor says the public truly votes through follower accounts. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Prototype says, I don't want to know anything. I want this stuff to stay away from me. Yeah, it's really dark and creepy. Yeah. P. Diddy, everything that I've learned about P. Diddy recently makes him sound like the devil. Dude is unhinged. Evil Connor, you'll watch? Connor will watch? Okay. Natanya says you can never look at baby oil the same. I'm sorry. I just like so much that Costco had to be like, oh, we don't carry baby oil. Don't bring us into your drama. Like, not Costco having to make a statement. Put him on trial. Oh yeah, he's definitely going to prison for sure. The question is if is P. Diddy going to prison? The question is who else is going to prison? That's what I want to know. Prototype says, why her? Is it literally because she's a prominent black female artist? It's because of her being married to Jay-Z. That's why. And a lot of people think that Jay-Z is next to fall after P. Diddy because they work together so closely. So I think that's why people are taking this out on Beyonce. A lot of weird things are happening this year. That's true. That's very, very true. But anyway. Last thing, just so we don't end on something so dark. Like I said, I am going to see The Wild Robot this weekend, so make sure you're here on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that we can discuss the movie. I'm very excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. It looks so good. It's getting such great reviews. So make sure you're here on Monday for the review. That's it for today. Thank you everyone for coming to my show. I really enjoyed this show. This was a really fun stream today.